Hi, my name is Tony and I'm from the SUP company, and today I'm going to walk you through the all-new Starboard 11.2 IGO Zen. So here we are with the Starboard 11.2 IGO Zen. Starboard, well, if you haven't heard of Starboard as yet from a paddling standpoint, they are, 27, 28 years old as a brand, crossed over from windsurfing, hugely successful there. But really, as a paddle sport brand, they are, without a doubt, probably one of the most innovative, but also certainly the most successful when it comes to racing. And they offer a huge range of products, whether that be composite boards, foiling boards, inflatable paddleboards, and inflatable paddleboards that surf and really do surf. But look, this board here and the IGO range as a whole really is the core of the Starboard lineup. And the IGOs, as a family of boards, they simply serve a purpose of getting a lot of people on the water and in the Zen construction at a really, really attractive price point, but get people on the water with a really good quality all-round board that covers off a really broad range of use for a lot of paddlers. This, the 11.2, is the slightly more touring-y, sporty, focused board within the IGO lineup, and it's actually my preference out of the whole IGO lineup just because, well, it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. There's a number of features in the board that we'll run through that really allow you to kind of cover so much in terms of its use and for the board to be just as capable as it is. But let's just touch on the construction quickly, and the IGOs are available in Zen and also Deluxe. And this board at the Zen construction really allows Starboard to produce an exceptionally high quality board at a price point that really we don't normally see from a high quality manufacturer such as Starboard. It doesn't mean it's any lesser a board than the Deluxe, for example. It's just not quite as rigid and not quite as durable, but it's still a very, very, very good option, which is incredibly hard to ignore given just how attractive the price point is. Especially once you then start to wrap in that it's not just a board bag with a backpack system, it's also a wheeled backpack system. And I think people often overlook just how important wheels are on the bag of an inflatable paddleboard because, yeah, they're big bits of kit at the end of the day. You're talking all up, most paddleboards on average, say for example, are around 16, 17 kilos. That's a lot to be lugging around on your back. To have wheels as an option just makes things that little bit easier. And the other thing with Starboard on all of the Zen packages is the paddle. The paddle is excellent, and that is the Starboard Tough Skin paddle. It is a very, very durable, lightweight, and a great blade, which is really effective to paddle with and offers a really secure catch. We've got another video on those paddles because we just want to cover off the paddle range, so be sure to check that out on our channel also. But look, let's run you through the 11.2 from the nose down to the tail as we do in all of our videos here at the SUP company. And it's the nose, particularly given this board's overall length of 11'2", that is a little bit unusual and kind of makes it stand out amongst boards which you see at this length. They tend to be a little bit pointier from other brands. Starboard, not one to follow convention, have gone down a slightly different route and they've maintained this rounded nose look, but there's good reason to that, and that is stability. Because what Starboard have done, in order to ensure that the board really crosses over and plays well in surf, they've focused on the tail being slightly narrower, but they've made the nose wider. So you're not gonna lose stability in that respect. In terms of the tail, because the stability is taken care of in the forward sections of the board when you are paddling it in flatter, choppier conditions. And that gives a really, really stable platform because the nose of the board fills out very, very early onto its overall width of 31 inches in width. Very simple, clean aesthetic. I think for this price point particularly, the board actually has a really nice look and feel to it. Some really nice design elements that cross over, and complement the composite boards that you have from Starboard, like in the Starlight construction. And it's just this diagonal kind of slashed cut theme, which looks really good. And I don't think it's going to age as well. It's kind of a timeless but stylish aesthetic. Clear Starboard graphics. Nice bungee system up here, quite generous compared to other brands at this price point as well. But then we get to the deck pad. And the deck pad is absolutely monstrous on this board. It almost covers just over 2/3 of this board's entire length. Diamond cut with a crocodile skin finish to it, drains really, really well. The diamond cuts themselves are very deep, and it's actually quite comfortable after a long period of time. Working our way back down though, handle, quite a lightweight handle, but you've got to remember the price point of this board, bit no fuss. If you are using the board though from a yoga standpoint, or really kind of spending any time on the board as a family board with kids and so on, that handle just folds flat. So it's quite nice in that respect, and it just stays out of the way and is really unobtrusive. These two D-rings on the side here, well, if you so wish, you can actually add a shoulder strap to this board. It does make it slightly easier to carry. The Starboard shoulder strap, if I'm going to nitpick a little bit, it's almost a bit of an afterthought in a sense, in that it's not that generous. I would struggle, for example, I'm 5'11", 90-ish kilos. You know, I'd struggle to get the board comfortably on my shoulder with the shoulder strap. It's just not big enough. As we work our way down the deck pad though, what I do like is they've flared the deck pad up to this kick deck pad on the back. So as you are working your way back down the board, and you can work your way back down this board really confidently. And I'd encourage anyone to go out and play in this board, or the smaller IGO boards, actually go and play with them in surf, because they really do work. They're great, great toys in the surf. In terms of the board's construction overall though, one thing worthy of note is it's not glued. Starboard weld all of their boards. Welding as a process simply means that the layers of the board, when it's built, are, for all intents and purposes, melted. They're melted together, and that gives not only a very, very high quality finish to the overall board, but also it means that the chances of the glue failures and what have you over the lifetime of this board are extremely small, if not removed entirely, because of the welding process. That actually touches upon really Starboard's eco initiatives and their drive, purely and simply because you've got a quality product that is going to last longer. And as the product lasts longer and it's going to have a longer life, ultimately it's more sustainable as a product. So it's going to be with you for a long period of time. But let's take the board now and just roll it up onto its rail. And then you can see that overall outline shape, just how generous that width is on the nose as it works its way down to the main standing area, still maintaining a width of 31 inches overall. And it's really there only the tail third of the board where it starts to become drawn in and really starts to lend itself to a bit more performance in small waves, everything else along those lines. But the tail itself also squared off, remains wide, and yeah, you end up with a really stable board. But obviously, because it is 11'2" overall in length, because paddle boards really aren't planing craft, they're displacement craft, that overall waterline length of 11'2" is going to ensure that the board has masses of glide. And this board, particularly paddling on flat water, is really, really efficient and easy to use. As we work our way back down the board though, you can see it's nice, clean overall. US fin box in the back there. You've got a surf style fin that comes with the board. If you were looking to play with the board for a longer period of time on flat conditions, I'd probably look to swap that out for a more of a touring style fin. It's just going to improve tracking that little bit more. So overall, if you are, first time paddler, family, looking for a board that really is going to cover an awful lot of use and really prove to be that Swiss Army knife that does it all, I would strongly recommend that you take a good hard look at the 11'2" IGO Zen. If you've got any questions, just give us a shout in the shop. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesubco.com. To stay up to date though with all of our videos, well, make sure you subscribe up here and hit the notification bell. But to see our next video, well, take a look up here.